In our last lesson, we talked about I do. So it was mainly about marriage and, wedding culture, at least in the UK. So we talked a little bit about wedding culture in our country, and we compared it to the UK. I think things are a bit different in both countries. I still think we don't have as much divorce or as many divorces as the British people have. I don't think our divorce rate is. What do you think our divorce rate is? If you had to guess and give a number, what do you think now?
I don't have a statistic, يعني, but I think nowadays are getting more than before.
I agree. There is an increase. There is an increasing trend, but I still think it's really low. It's still very, very low, I think.
I don't know.
Even in the new generation, because
I don't have a number or percentage, but
me neither.
A bit more.
Yeah, I don't have any numbers either, but I'm thinking of all my young relatives who are in my generation, not our parents' generation, and I can't think of anyone who's been divorced. Some have problems and fights and everything, but it usually doesn't end in a divorce. So I still think it's increasing, but still low, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, compared to British, yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, compared to the British, I think, yeah. All right, so we also talked about phrasal verbs. I think there wasn't anything really new for you here, except the grammar of phrasal verbs. You can say how we put them together, and how some of them you have to put the object after the particle, but some of them you have to put it in between. And in some situations, it's kind of optional, but it's not, of course, optional if the object is a pronoun. It won't be optional anymore. So we talked about that. Here we have, I think we can skip this listening part. It's kind of obvious. It's just about how the T and the D sound at the end of words. I don't think it's worth talking too much about it. We don't need to play it, but let's just see what it's about. Circle each T and D in bold that you think you can hear. Cross out the ones you think you can't hear. We should start the most obvious. First of all, all right. Please that. All right, so I think the overall idea is if there's a vowel after the letter T or the D, you will hear it. First, toval, t. It's clear. But the idea is if the T or the D are followed by a consonant, then it wouldn't be as pronounced. It wouldn't be as clear. So should start. It's not should start. The D, I don't think the D is too heavy here. Should start. So the D is sort of light. I think that's all they're talking about, I think, here. So I think it's okay to skip it right now. Or would you like to listen to it? Should you just skip it?
Yeah, skip it.
Yeah.
But I think British here are different from American. They do the opposite. Because American, when there is a vowel after T, they change it to D.
That's in the same word, I think, what you're talking about, like potato. It's in the same word. You're right. Yes, they do that in the same word. But here, I think it's more of with the next word. That's what I think, because they
transfer it to D sound, like the word a lot of, not a lot of.
Yes.
A lot of.
Yeah, there's a D sound.
Yeah, D sound. So American do that. I know it's flap T. One of its rule is when it's in the when the T comes as a last letter, and the second word
starts the vowel.
Yeah, start with vowel. They are doing the opposite.
Yeah, you mean a lot of books. And sometimes it's even a little bit of an R sound, a lot of books. Yeah, you're right about this. But I think here maybe because it's British, maybe it's a bit different. Yeah, I think the overall idea here is if it starts with the next word, if it starts with a consonant, I think that's what they're trying to tell us here. This is basically just a summary of the whole point. If your next word starts with a consonant, then the T and D at the end of the previous word, they're not very clear. They're not very strong. I wouldn't say completely silent, because when we say we should start, there's a bit of a D. You can still hear it. It's just not very strong, I think. We should ask. For example, if you say we should ask, the D becomes, clear in the forefront. We should ask. But we should start, it's kind of almost
weak.
Yeah, quite weak. I think that's the only point they're making here. There isn't anything else.
Yeah.
Number 10, let's see number 10. Think of a wedding you've been to, make notes. I think we could skip the topic of weddings. We talked more than enough about weddings last time. All right, so let's check today's topic. Okay, this is nice. Permission. How to ask for permission, how to give permission, and how to use permission. I think this is very relevant to any parent, because permission is a big issue when raising children. So I think this might be relevant for parents. But in general, even at work, I think it's important, because sometimes you have to deal with issues with asking for permission, giving it, and so on. All right, let's start with the speaking section here. So it says here, what does do you mind? Okay, so do you mind? This is the title. All right, so let's start here. When did you last stay with relatives or friends? Why did you visit them? And how long did you stay? Can you remember about yourself now? Last time you stayed?
Last Thursday.
But here, did you stay or did you visit? I think it's a bit different.
It's visit.
Visit, yeah. I think here they're more interested about staying, I think. That's what I think. So maybe like a vacation, or I don't know, some kind of maybe family occasion where you might stay at your, I don't know, your cousins, your aunts, your parents, something like this. This is what I think they're saying.
Yeah.
Can you remember the last time?
Last time.
Maybe there was a wedding or something.
Maybe it was at the last wedding we have in the family. The last one was my sister's wedding. So I already would stay at our home. So, but the wedding before it was, my cousin's wedding. But I don't remember that I stayed there.
Yeah. Sometimes. I remember our last wedding in the family. I think my mother stayed with my aunt. One of my cousins got married, but the rest of the family, they went back home. My sister, they didn't want to stay. Most of the time, it's noisy, it's crowded.
I usually go and back home. I usually don't stay.
Yeah.
Even at I have a little kids, so I can't.
Yeah, it's much more convenient to go back to your own home, I think.
Yeah.
What about the situation in reverse? Did you ever have, relatives or friends stay with you? So at your home, stay for a while? Maybe family members, relatives, I don't know.
My sister-in-law, usually their children come and stay to play with my children. So I usually have them for 2 or 3 from time to time and they are staying for, let's say, 2 or 3 days. Yeah.
So they sleep over, they stay over.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. This is a good example of question number 2, I think. Yes. Okay. And in your opinion, what are the best and the worst things about staying in someone's house or having someone stay at your house, in your opinion? The pros and cons, if you want to think about it in that way. What do you think?
I think it's good sometimes. For example, when children that I told you about come to stay at my home, it's good for my children to play with their mates.
Their cousins, yeah.
Their cousins, yeah. And to be sociable. It's all of this is skills that I want really my children to learn and to practice. But for me, kind of having children or extra more children in your home ties you up a little bit.
How so?
Because sometimes I can go out and leave my children with their father. But when I have another or guests, I can't do that because they are children. You don't know what they are thinking about or what they could do. So it's a little bit feeling of a bit responsible.
Added responsibility, you mean?
Yeah. I'm responsible to them. So I have to stay here to know if they need anything, to watch them, keep them on my watch.
Yeah, I think that's kind of true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's extra work, extra responsibility, extra headache.
Yeah. True, especially the responsibility part. I completely agree. I think. Yeah. Alaykum salam. I think Ibrahim. I thought I heard him. Did he say salam alaikum?
No.
Okay, he's signing in. I thought I heard salam alaikum. Okay. All right. So here, these are just, they're getting us into the theme of the listening. So in the listening here.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam. Hi, Ibrahim. No problem. We were just talking about, I think the topic for today, the topic is asking for permission, giving permission, and refusing permission. So we just started with some general questions about, having family members over or staying over with other family members. So we just talked a little bit about that. And now we're about to do the listening part. So here in the listening part, they want us to take a look at the photos, then listen to the conversation. All right, so in the first photo, what can you see in the first photo here, Brian, with Ella and Rebecca? What do you see in this photo?
They are doing laundry and they are having conversation and doing the laundry again or cleaning the kitchen.
Okay. Do you think they're related?
I think, yeah, maybe mother and daughter.
You think? Do you think mother and daughter? I think they look the same age, right?
Maybe.
What do you think, Noah? Do you think mother and daughter?
No, they're friends.
Maybe friends? Yeah, because Ella looks kind of old, right? For her to be Rebecca's daughter.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, you could be right, Brian.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think because she's in pajamas, maybe.
Yeah, she is in pajamas, so that means she stayed over, right? She slept over. So if she's in pajamas, so she probably either slept over or either a family member, one of two things. We'll find out. Okay, so this is our first photo. Let's take a look at the second. This is our second photo. So here we have Charlie and Mike. What's your opinion here, Brian? What do you think? Related, not related? What's going on here?
Charlie and Mike.
Here it is. These two are Charlie and Mike in the photo, this photo.
Maybe young brother and older brother?
Okay, maybe. What do you think now?
Maybe, as Ibrahim said, maybe friends.
Maybe friends?
Maybe friends, yeah.
Do you think it could be possible father and son, or not enough age difference?
So. Charlie,
not enough
as old
age
as that much.
Yeah, maybe Charlie isn't that old. Okay, let's find out. Let's check the listening and let's see what's going on. So in the first conversation, it says here, answer these questions. Okay, so take a look at the questions very quickly before we play the listening. So at least you're familiar with the questions.
Okay. مغطي عليهم لأنه.
Okay. Now, can you see it now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's play the recording. Let's see.
Track 8. Conversation 1.
Morning, Ella. Sleep well?
Yes, like a log. What's the time?
About 11:30.
Really? I've been asleep for nearly 12 hours.
Well, I'm sure it'll take a few days to recover. It's a long flight from Delhi.
Yeah, it took about 11 hours and we didn't sleep at all on the plane. Mike's still fast asleep. I'm starving. Can I make myself some breakfast?
Yes, of course you can. Help yourself. You know where everything is.
Thanks. And thanks a lot for letting us stay, Rebecca. That's really kind of you.
No problem. Stay as long as you like. It's nice to have the company. Is there anything else you need?
Well, all our clothes are absolutely filthy from all the travelling. May I use your washing machine?
Actually, I was just going to put some washing in. I need some clean clothes for Harry, but you can use it later if you like.
Great, thanks.
So, what are your plans?
Well, I need to look for a job, actually. We spent all our money on the India trip.
You could talk to Charlie. Apparently they need a new PA in the office.
Really? That's interesting. I'll talk to him about it later. Oh, it's much colder here than in Delhi. Do you mind if I borrow a jumper?
No, not at all. They're in the bottom drawer in our bedroom. Pick whichever one you like.
Great, thanks a lot. Be back in a minute.
Conversation 2.
Oh, Mike. What's it like to be back in the UK?
Well, it's quite strange, actually. We were only in India for a month, but it feels like we were away for a year. But it's very nice to be back.
And when are we going to see your photos?
Oh, they're all still on our camera at the moment. Is it okay if I use your laptop to upload some photos?
Sorry, I left mine at work. But I'm sure Rebecca will let you use hers.
Thanks a lot. Then I can show them to you and Rebecca later if you like.
Yeah, good idea. We could do it after dinner.
Oh, I have another big favour to ask you. Would you mind if I borrowed your car sometime this week? My brother lives about 20 miles away and I haven't seen him for ages.
Sorry, it's only insured for Rebecca and myself. But we can drop you at the station whenever you like.
No problem. I just thought I'd ask.
Is there anything else you need?
Do you think I could use your landline to call my parents? I I said I would phone them today, and I don't have any credit left on my mobile.
Yes, of course. Go ahead. The phone's in the front room by the window.
Thanks a lot.
While you do that, I'll get Rebecca's laptop so you can upload those photos.
Thanks.
Okay. So, so what do you think the relationship between the people is? Ella and
Friends.
Rebecca, Chris and Mike. What do you think the relationship between them is?
Friends.
Friends. I think so too. It seems that they're friends. Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like they're relatives. Okay. So let's start with the first question. How long has Ella been asleep?
12 hours.
Okay.
12 hours.
Yeah. Did she say why? Why was she asleep for so long?
Jet lag. Maybe.
Yeah, it looks like jet lag. Yeah. Where were they?
India.
Correct. Yeah. All right. And how long does Rebecca say that Ella and Mike can stay?
As long as they want.
Yeah, she did offer that. Yeah, true. And why does Rebecca suggest that Ella should talk to Charlie?
Because they are trying to hire a new PA.
What does that mean?
معنا PA.
Yeah, good question. What does it mean, PA? It's short for two words. What do you think, Noah, the two words are? PA. And it's related to office work. You're cheating, Brian. Using Uncle Google isn't allowed. But go ahead now, I'm joking. You can use it. Actually, I recommend, I used to do this a lot in classrooms. Many teachers thought it's a bit strange. Whenever a student doesn't know a word, I just tell them, look it up. Google, translate it, check a dictionary, whatever it is. As long as you're doing it, this is helping you because you're finding out what it is. It's better than me telling you what it is. Did you find it?
I'm still working on it. They tell me it's a place, not a job.
No, I think you found Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no, maybe you can guess now what it is. What is a PA? And this person or job is an office job. What do you think?
Something administrator,
Personal assistant.
Yes, that's it.
Personal assistant.
Yeah, it's a bit like it's a euphemism for secretary. So it's like a secretary, really. But I think they're moving away from secretary. Euphemism. Let me check if I spelled it correctly. I'll tell you what this word means. Euphemism.
طلع لي فيه خدمة يدوروا في خدمة.
So you can work as a personal assistant, Brian.
Yeah, full time, yeah.
So it's a good thing. Euphemism. Let me check the spelling. Yeah, I wrote it correctly. Okay. So a euphemism is a way of saying another thing in a softer way, or making it,
making it more polite.
Yeah, in a bit. Yeah. Instead of saying he died, he passed away.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, yeah, exactly. This is a euphemism. So I think personal assistant is just a euphemism for secretary, because secretary, many feminists don't like it. It makes, in their opinion, it makes women look inferior.
Slave.
Yeah, working. Yeah, and there's lots of, by the way, there's this is extra information. There's lots of language reform that has been done to English because of feminism and because of politics. Many things. Yeah. For example, like chairman, chairwoman. Now they also use chairwoman. This wasn't, Yeah, and they don't say, for example, mankind. They just, people don't like this word. They like to use humanity, for example. It's a bit political, but it's just, it's a thing that you might notice as you're learning English. You might notice many of the old words that were okay, for example, 20, 30 years ago in our old books. Today, they don't like it very much if you use it. They say, no, this is too old, too outdated. They will call them outdated. Anyways, so yes, you're right, Ibrahim. I think there's a position for personal assistant, and maybe she could take it. Maybe Ella could take it. All right, now conversation 2. How long were Mike and Ella away for? For how long?
Month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. And how far away does Mike's brother live?
12 miles.
12 or
20.
20, I think, right? I think it's 20.
Yeah.
Why can't Mike phone his parents on his phone, on his mobile? What's the reason?
Credit left.
Yeah. Exactly, yes. He doesn't have any credit. Okay. So the first question, we kind of found them all out correctly. All right, now let's complete the gaps. It's also built on the same, I think, the same conversation. So in the box, we have jumper, car, washing machine, landline, breakfast, laptop. Okay. So let's start with number 1. Can I make myself some?
Breakfast.
Okay. Do you remember who said this?
Ella.
Okay. Number 2, may I use your
Laptop. With a car. With a jumper.
Landline.
Okay, don't hurry with the answers. I think maybe check all of them first, so it'll be easier. Number 3, do you mind if I borrow a
jumper?
Okay. Number 4, is it okay if I use your something to upload some photos?
Laptop.
Okay, so now it's laptop. And number 5, would you mind if I borrowed your something sometime this week?
Your car.
I think it's car. He asked for the car. Number 6, do you think I can use your something to call my parents?
Oh.
Landline.
Yeah, right. Landline. So this only leaves in number 2.
Yeah, washing machine.
Yeah. I think they're using the same order as the conversation. It's in the same order, I think.
Yeah.
All right, now let's try to find answers to these questions. So try to match these responses to the questions. So they're not really answers as much as responses. And then after that, after we match the correct response for the right question, then we can decide, is the person giving permission or is the person refusing permission? So let's start with the first question, number 1. Can I make myself some breakfast? What did Rebecca answer? What did she say?
B. Yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
Help yourself. You know where everything is.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's number 1. Okay, let's check question 2. May I use your washing machine?
E.
Again, Ibrahim, what is it?
E.
Yeah.
Actually, I was just going to put some washing in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Okay, the third question. Do you mind if I borrow a jumper?
No.
C.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Right. Okay, number 4. Is it okay if I use your laptop to upload some photos?
F.
Yes, correct. And question number 5. Would you mind if I borrowed your car this weekend?
D. Sorry, it's only insured for Rebecca and myself.
Yeah. D.
Yeah. And of course, the last one means it's
yes, of course.
A.
It's going to be A. All right, now let's decide, according to these answers, which of them do you think show the person giving permission, and which of them do you think is the person is refusing permission? So if they're giving permission, let's use a tick. If they're refusing, let's use cross. So A, I think it's clear. What do you think?
Yeah, giving permission.
Yeah.
Of course.
What about B?
Yes, of course. حتى هي giving permission.
Yeah, it's obvious. C?
حتى هي
refuse.
No. It's not refuse. لأن قلت لها do you mind؟ قلت لها no at all.
No, not at all. Okay. Yeah, ما ركزتش. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's actually giving permission, right?
Giving permission.
Yeah. All right, what about D?
Refuse.
شكله refuse.
إيه لأن ضمان مش ضامن اللي هو ومرته بس.
Yeah, so he refused, right? Yeah, he didn't give him the car, so all right.
كنا نوصلك.
أيوة. لا تعباش على السواقة. Okay. Next one. What do you think?
I think it's refused.
Yes.
Yeah, it's refused.
He gives an excuse.
Exactly. Yeah, there's an excuse. Why not? And the last one?
مش عارف. أظن refuse لأنه مش موجود.
Yeah, it's also considered a refuse.
Refuse.
Yeah, لكن لو موجود أظن أعطاه.
Yeah, but maybe it's there and he doesn't want to give it, right? So you have to put that possibility.
نفس الفكرة يعني أعطيه excuse وخلاص هو قال لا.
Yeah, مو في آخر الموضوع إنك أنت ما حصلتش اللابتوب هي نهاية القصة. So you ask for it and you didn't get it. Yeah, أعطاه أنت عملت أخوذ متعرف again. Okay. So it's kind of obvious. It's kind of clear to tell when someone is giving you permission and when someone isn't. Okay. Let's move on. I think maybe the focus is how to refuse. I think this is the point they're trying to drive at. Watch or listen again. Check your answers. I think the answers are correct. We don't need to listen again. All right, but here let's try to divide all of this. I think maybe we can return the answers, put them back, so we can do this part. All right. Okay, let me show you the question because I want to leave the answers. Let's go to number 3 here on the right side. So here we'll talk a little bit about how to ask, how to give, and how to refuse permission. So you can see the first group, all of these are ways to, of course, to ask for permission, right? All of them are asking for permission. Now, we just want to complete them depending on what verb form comes after these phrases. And of course, the options we have are either infinitive, present simple, or past simple. Okay. So let me take you and let's leave the example so you can compare. So number 1, if you want to use can, obviously you have to use an infinitive because it's a modal verb. What about may? What did they use after may? What do you think, Brian? In the example, it says, may I use?
Use.
And what's use?
Infinitive.
It's an infinitive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, tell us, Ibrahim, about number 3. Do you mind if I... Yeah, just take...
borrow.
If I borrow, what did they use here?
Present simple.
I don't know why they said... I don't know why they said present simple in the question, because it's infinitive. What do you think, Naha, here? Why did they use the option infinitive, present simple, or past simple? Is there a difference between infinitive and present simple? I think it's the same.
It's the same, لكن هنا مش if clause.
Yeah, maybe because it's an if clause. Mind if I... Yeah, maybe...
بدل البروناون نغيره مثلا ندير هي. تجي مثلا do you mind if he borrows?
Borrows, yeah. Do you mind if he borrows? So here it's present simple. It's not an infinitive.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, that's exactly the point. I think you're right here, Noha. Because when we use present simple, it means we can use the third personal singular s. He borrows, she borrows. But if it's infinitive, of course, we cannot put this s. So this means Noha answered number 3. Do you mind?
Yeah.
But Noha explained it. She took it. And Okay, so Brahim, you get the credit for saying it first, but she gets the credit for explaining it first, because I was just thinking, what's the difference? Why present simple and why infinitive? What's the difference? But she made it clear with the he and the s, so that's right. All right, what about number 4? Is it okay if I think it's the same thing again here, right?
Infinitive,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing, because we can change the pronoun with something else, with he or she, and then we'll change the verb with an s. All right.
That's simple.
Yeah. Here it's here you need the past simple. Would you mind if I borrowed? Would you mind if he borrowed? Would you mind if she borrowed? So yeah, so it's past simple here. And would you mind if I could use, if he could use, if they could use? What do you think here, Brian? Is it present simple or is it infinitive?
Infinitive.
Yeah, in this situation, it's infinitive.
Modal verb.
Yeah, because we have a modal verb, which is could. Infinitive. All right, so this is just the grammar of these phrases, how to ask for permission, and the kind of verb forms or the kind of grammar you use. Now, it says choose the correct way to give permission for these questions, and after which other phrase in 3a do we say no, not at all? Okay, so I think you can already do this, Brian. Do you remember the question where she answered no, not at all? Where do we use this answer? Yeah, C. Yeah, we used it here in C, right? No, not at all.
Yeah.
And this was a response to which question?
Do you mind if I?
Yes. That's it, yeah. Do you mind? I think do you mind and would you mind? Can we do it also for would you mind if I think we can do it for both, right?
Yeah.
But here they're just telling us one. They're giving us one option. It says, after which phrase in 3a do we say no, not at all? So maybe you should just stick to the one in the example, which is do you mind, right? I think it's do you mind.
Yeah.
All right, so let's stick to that one. So, oops, not this. So let's match it to number 3. No, not at all. This is the appropriate response for number 3. Do you mind? All right. All right, so let's find the other ones. After which phrase, choose the correct way to give permission for these questions. To give permission, can I make some breakfast? After which phrase in 3 do we say? It's like 2 questions in one. I don't get it. All right, let's just check these questions. So here we need to choose the correct answer. So can I make myself some breakfast? What's the right way to answer it?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
Right. But if someone says, do you mind if I make myself some breakfast?
Yes, of course.
No, at all.
No, طبعا.
Yeah, if you say yes, of course, that means you want the person to stay hungry, right? No eating. Yeah, that's what I do. My mother doesn't like it when I cook chicken on the pan. Yeah. Because I don't like to use, you know, the what do you call it?
Tifal.
No, I use the other one, the iron.
The
pan.
one that sticks. Yeah.
The one that sticks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't like to use a cover because I don't want it to be moist. So I mess up the whole thing. She's not happy about that. Okay, so it says here, look at sentences number 4 to 6. Answer these questions. Okay, so number 4 to 6. Okay, let's check number 4 to 6 very quickly in here. So number 4 says, is it okay if I use your washing machine, for example? Would you mind if I made myself breakfast? Do you think I could borrow your laptop? Okay, so do we usually say no when we refuse permission? Good
No.
point. Yes. So we don't say no. We try to avoid no as much as possible. Nobody likes saying no. Except children, of course, they like saying no. Number 2, do we usually give a reason to say why we refuse permission?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. And which words do we use to be polite when we refuse permission?
Sorry.
I think the most common one, sorry. We just say sorry, sorry, and then we just give up or make up some excuse. All right, check, All right, so it's kind of clear. Let's very quickly take a quick look at the summary if there's anything worth checking, anything additional. Let's have a look at it. And otherwise, we can continue. 85, 151. Let's check. So asking for, giving and refusing permission. These are our answers. Giving permission, refusing permission. Okay, some tips. Let's start with the 3 tips here. Let's take a look. All right, Ibrahim, can you please read the first tip here?
We can also ask permission for other people to do things. Can John stay for dinner? Is it okay if Lewis uses your computer?
Okay, so I think this is the answer of Noha's question. You asked about this, right, Noha? If we can use permission for other people. Is it okay if he uses, maybe a mother is asking permission from a friend so her son can use the video game, play video games or something. So we can ask permission for other people. All right, now what about this tip? Can you please read it? What does it say?
Would you mind if I is a very polite way to ask for permission. We often use this phrase if we don't know the other person very well, or if we have a big favor to ask. Would you mind if I stayed for a few days?
Okay, so they're telling us the most polite way to ask for permission or to request something is, would you mind if I? Okay. And the last tip here, Ibrahim?
We can also use could I or is it all right if I to ask for permission. Could I borrow your pen? Is it all right if I stay here? If I sit here?
Okay, so this is also clear, nothing too new. I think the only thing which is quite useful here is the fact that would you mind if it's the most polite one to use, which is good to know. All right, so we can move on. Intonation, asking for permission. Yeah, you know, it's going to be obvious. Do you want to check it? Do you want to hear this? Of course, how do you think the intonation should be when you're asking for permission? What do you think? Should it be a soft and, you know, gentle kind of intonation with high notes? Or do you think it should sound like an angry Libyan person demanding something? What do you think it should sound like? Yeah, what do you think, Brian? If someone is asking for permission.
والله الحق مرحميني في pronunciation.
Okay, let's play this. The idea is I want you to pick up which one or to pick out which one is the most polite one or the more polite one. Is it A or is it B? So if you think it's more polite, just tell me A, just tell me B. That's exactly, yes. You have to.
Actually,
Yeah. In all cultures. And you know the funny thing, I think this is one of the things we Libyans do well. التسخيف. نديروا فيه كويس يعني. Right? في الحاجات الثانية صاروا أقوى مازال. صح صاروا أقوى. قصة التسخيف دي عندنا موضوع التسخيف احنا في ثقافتنا. لأن تلقاه مثلا ما يبيش يدير الحاجة بروحه، مثلا ما يبيش يخدم، ما يبيش يصلح الحاجة فيقعد يتسخف ديرها لي بالله عليك.
سبلة وقتي.
Yeah, so I think this is a strong part of our. So this exercise should be very easy for us. We can easily tell. اللي يتسخف أكتر. Okay, sorry. اللي يتسخف أكتر هو النبو.
Hey, can I make myself some breakfast?
B.
Can I make myself some breakfast?
Okay.
2.
فضلك عاودها.
May I use your washing?
No, the first one is the example. اللي هي محلولة هنا number 1 B. تانية تخف أكتر طبعا. تانية هي اللي المطلوبة يعني if you want to ask for permission. But listen to it again.
Track 9. 1. A.
Can I make myself some breakfast?
B.
Can I make myself some breakfast?
2. A.
May I use your washing machine?
B.
May I use your washing machine?
Which one is better, A or B for number 2?
A.
Yeah, A is kind of better. All right, let's listen to number 3.
3. A.
Do you mind if I borrow a jumper?
B.
Do you mind if I borrow a jumper?
What do you think, Brian?
B.
Yeah.
B.
Yeah. But correct, yeah.
4. A.
Is it okay if I use your laptop to upload some photos?
B.
Is it okay if I use your laptop to upload some photos?
What do you think?
A.
Yes, A is
A,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
5. A.
Would you mind if I borrowed your car sometime this week?
B.
Would you mind if I borrowed your car sometime this week?
What do you think?
A.
Yes, A is correct. And the last one?
6. A.
Do you think I could use your landline to call my parents?
B.
Do you think I could use your landline to call my parents?
B.
B. Yeah, it's almost identical to all these questions, the one about intonation. It's always the friendly intonation, which is the one they want, right? It's always the one with the higher kind of intonation, higher notes. That's what they want, whether you're being polite, whether you're asking for permission, whether you're asking for directions, it could be anything. All right, so it's kind of obvious, number 4. Number 5, we don't need to actually repeat it ourselves. We can do number 6. All right, so here, let's put these words in order. Okay, so it turns and then decide whether to give permission for your friend. All right, so this is a kind of nice practice here. All right, so first step, let's put them in the correct order. Okay, so Brahim, you can start with number 1.
May I see what you have written?
Correct. May I see what you have written? May I see what you've written? Correct. Okay, number 2. Naha.
Can I use your dictionary for a moment?
Okay. Yeah. Number 3, Brahim.
شوي بس قاعد.
Start with the capital word. The word with the capital letter.
لا. Do you think I could borrow some money?
Right. Do you think I could borrow some money? Number 4, Naha.
Do you mind if I take you a photo? Take a photo of you?
Yeah. Do you mind if I take a photo of you? Number 5, Brahim.
Is it okay to is it okay if I borrow DVD ROM a few days?
Correct.
For a few days.
Yes. Is it okay if I borrow your DVD ROM for a few days? And the last one, huh?
Would you mind if I if I used your mobile to call the USA.
Right. Now with these questions, we want to, you know, give permission and we want to refuse permission. Of course, you have to decide first. So for example, number 1 to 3, Ibrahim is going to ask you now these, or he's going to ask for permission using number 1 to 3. And it's up to you to decide whether to give him permission or whether to refuse permission. But if you refuse permission, you need to give an excuse. That's the idea. So Ibrahim, you're going to do number 1, 2, 3, and we'll see what Noha says. And then we'll do it in reverse. She will ask you 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, and it's up to you to, you know, to give her permission or refuse. You need to do both. You can't just say, yes, you can in all situations. And your response needs to be tailored to the question itself. Do you get the idea?
Okay.
All right. So, okay, go ahead. Yeah, طلع سبلة, yes, that's correct. And let me help you a little bit. I think maybe, let me show you both pages. So this way you can also see the excuses. Let me zoom in. Maybe it's easier if I do that as well. Let me zoom in a little more.
عندي excuses من راسي ولا من ماما وجه؟
excuses من راسك لكن الفورم لازم بيكون grammatical. مثلا لو هي كان الفورم ب do you mind if كذا كذا، لو هي بتقبل حتقول لك no not at all. You get the idea? Because even
حتى الأسئلة من راسي قصده.
لا الأسئلة هي قدامك رقم 6.
إيه.
طريقة الرد بس. طريقة الرد.
تمام.
Okay. And if you need to check, just go to the left side here. ممكن يعني there can help. There عندك بعض الردود هنا. Some examples of answers. All right, so you can start. You can start, Brian.
May I see what you have written?
Yes, of course.
Can I use your dictionary for a moment?
Sorry, I'm using it now.
Okay. Do you think I could borrow some money?
What do you think? Actually, no, I'm not. Because I'm broke.
No,
if I had money, I would give you, but unfortunately, I'm broke.
So you can start with actually in this example, right? You can say, actually, I'm broke, right?
Yeah, actually, I'm broke.
Or you can say, sorry, I'm not a charity, if you want to be rude. Yeah. All right. Okay. Now it's your turn, Noha, to ask him, and let's see what he says. So you can do number 4.
Number 4, okay. Do you mind if I take a photo of you?
No, I don't mind.
Okay, this is a good response. You can say no, I don't mind. You can say no, not at all. You can say no, no problem, or just say you can say no problem, right? So the idea is the negative answer is the permission here, right? It's kind of
yeah
in reverse. Okay, good answer. No, I don't mind.
Okay. Is it okay? Is it okay if I? Is it okay if I borrow your DVD room for a few days?
Actually, I don't have a DVD room, but I can see if my parents still have one.
Great way of refusing permission.
Okay, thank you.
توزيع
لطيفة جدا.
Yeah. Would you mind would you mind if I used your mobile to call the USA?
Yes, I will mind because I don't have much credit in my phone.
Can you make your response more polite, Brian?
You're so mean.
Yeah. What are the key
I don't have
words?
credit.
There's the magic word which you should start before refusing anything.
Yes.
No.
Yes, I do, مفروض.
Yes, I do is also quite rude. It's a bit mean. If you say, if someone says, "Would you mind if I something?" and you say, "Yes, I do," it's correct, by the way.
No, not at all. But I don't have much credit.
Just start with sorry. Sorry, but
sorry.
I've got no credit. So you can answer with sorry. Would you mind if I? You can say sorry, but I've got no credit. يعني sorry نفسها تبدأ بها هي. Would you mind here لأن would you mind في الexample اللي عندنا جاوبت ب positive answer. Would you mind if I borrowed? Here it's actually. Did you see how he answered? He answered with sorry لما سأل على السيارة. قال would you mind if I borrowed your car? What did he say? He said sorry. It's only insured for Rebecca and myself. So when you want to refuse, the safest word is sorry. Start with sorry, and then give the reason. Make your excuse. So sorry, I've got no credit. Sorry, my phone's not working. Sorry, my phone's not with me right now. Sorry, whatever excuse you want to make is fine after the word sorry. But sometimes on movies and especially in comedy, sometimes they answer, if they want to be rude, they do say, yes, I do mind. If the person is angry or in a hurry or, grammatically speaking, it's correct. You can say, I do mind. And it's considered refusing permission, but it's quite rude. All right. So I think it's kind of clear here. Yeah. So asking and refusing permission. Linking phrasal verbs. This is sort of obvious. We can skip it. Again, it's the classical vowel consonant linking thing, right? You can see it very clearly in the first example. Look it up. Do you see? We have the K consonant. The I is a vowel, so it's linked. Then we have the T consonant, and the U is a vowel, and it's linked. Look it up. Put it up. Put it off, give it up, point it out, and so on. You can see they're all linked. The last group, there's another kind of sound. Okay, so we can skip this one. Look at the script. All right, let's check our next topic. Let's take a look. All right, any messages, reported speech. Here we'll talk a little bit about reported speech, and we'll talk about things people do at work. So we've got a little bit of work vocabulary, I think. Yes, number one, we have some work vocabulary, and then we're going to talk about reported speech. I think this is the first time we studied reported speech here in this book, right? Have you heard of reported speech, Brian? Okay, so it's an interesting topic.
حاول تدوها بمعنى.
بالضبط لما أنت بتنقل قصة النقل.
الاقتباس يعني بمعنى.
اقتباس. Exactly, yes. Yeah, you can say it's اقتباس. There's
يعني بتعود ليش قاعد بالضبط.
لكن لما تعود أنت مش حتعود، لا أنت لو بندوي على اقتباس بتعودها زي ما هي. لكن في reported speech بالعكس أنت بتنقلها بطريقتك أنت. يعني مثلا فرضا انت قلت لي انا نحب السيارات الحمر، فانا لو بنقتبسك بنقول ابراهيم قال ابراهيم يحب السيارات الحمر. انا نحب، لا لو بنقتبس بنكتبها لك زي ما انت قلتها بالضبط. ابراهيم قال، ندير الكوتيشن، انا احب السيارات الحمراء، نهايه الاقتباس، رايت؟ هذا لو بنقتبس. reported speech لازم أنا نعودها. يعني كأننا بنقول إبراهيم قال لي أنه هو يحب السيارات الحمر. أنه هو يحب. There's a small shift in grammar and in tense. When we go to the examples, you'll get what it means. But there is a bit of a change in English when you report someone. لما أنت بتعود اللي يقول فيه من غير اقتباس. So it's not quotation. You're not quoting the person. You're reporting what he's saying. هذا ليش اسمه reporting speech. Anyways, let's start. So the context or the theme, I think, of the lesson is work. Let's start with vocab. So here in exercise number 1, we've got some matching to do. So on the left side, you have the verbs. Oh yeah, verbs, except maybe be responsible, be in charge. But they're also kind of verbs. And we want to match them. Let's start with A. So you have a lot of responsibility and you work. What do you think? What's the right one?
And social hours.
Okay. What about you sort out?
Conferences.
Okay.
ترتب اجتماعات.
Do you think we can say sort out people's problems? What do you think, Ibrahim?
Organize conferences.
So sort out?
أيوة. Sort out people's problems.
All right.
لكن sort out مش معناها تنظم أو كذا، مش معناها تحل ولا sort out.
It can mean a bit like solve or go, or you know, it does mean, it is kind of like organize. It's similar, but I don't think you can organize a problem. You can sort it out. يعني تسلكها زي ما تقول يعني نوعا ما.
They work out.
They work out, yeah. Work out a solution for a problem. All right, now the second group. So let's start with do. So what do we do in a work environment? What do you think?
Do overtime.
Okay, and we go
for
an audition.
Yeah.
All right, and we run
a department.
Right, and we are responsible for the finances.
Yep.
And we deal with what?
Customers.
I think so. And we arrange
meetings.
I think so too. We also work shifts, and we're in charge of a company. Okay. So it's just, you know, some phrases to keep in mind in relation to office life and work. Now, in part 2, it says here, write the names of 2 people you know who have jobs. Think of these people. Think what these people do in their jobs. Use phrases from number 1. All right, so let's put back the answers. Now, we want to use these answers to talk about people we know who work, okay, who have a job. It could be our parents, you know, relatives, whatever. And we can talk a little bit about some of the things they have, or some of the things they deal with in their jobs. Okay, no, you could start. You could tell us about anybody you know who has a job, and tell us about some of the things about their job.
Maybe I will talk a little bit about Ala. He was in charge of communication company.
Okay.
Telecommunication company. And yeah, he had a lot of responsibilities.
Was he responsible for the finances of the company?
No, he was the general manager.
Did he deal with any customers or clients?
No, but yeah, you can say customers, but deals with contracts with other companies and meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about organizing conferences? Did he had to organize conferences?
Sometimes, yeah.
Did he work on social hours or regular hours?
What does unsocial hours mean?
Good question. Maybe Ibrahim can tell us. What do you think? What do you think it means?
Question?
What does unsocial hours mean when we say someone works unsocial hours?
يعني كيف نقول هذا؟ He just do his job. He doesn't يعني open Facebook using the social media.
Not exactly. It's related to
playing around or
no. It's related to the type of shift you work. So if you work if you work a late shift or a night shift, this is quite unsocial. It's an unsocial hour because this means you'll be at work in the evening when people go and relax, or when people go to parties and clubs. You'll be working, and when people are at work, you're asleep. You get the idea? Because you have different shifts. So this is an unsocial shift. You're working unsocial hours. Some doctors have this. Some lawyers, some policemen, firemen. Sometimes they have this. So, and what about Ala? Did he work on social hours or regular hours?
No, at all. No, regular hours.
All right, okay. So this is a good example of talking about a telecommunications manager and the kind of things he deals with on a daily basis, maybe. What about you, Brian? Can you tell us about anybody you know in your family, friends, relatives, anybody who has a job, which you can tell us a little bit about using some of these expressions?
Well, my mom, she works as a teacher. I don't know much about what she does in her job. She's teaching people.
Do you think she has a lot of
English?
Do you think she has a lot of responsibility?
She has not a lot, but she has some responsibilities.
Does she run some kind of teaching department, or maybe?
No, she's just a teacher.
Okay. Is she in charge? If she's a teacher, I don't think she's in. Maybe some teachers are in charge of a company. Is she in charge of a company?
No.
No. Does she deal with maybe you can call them students and maybe customers? I don't know if you can call them customers, but does she deal with them on a regular basis, or does she just teach her class, and that's all?
She's just teach them. That's it. I don't know.
All right. I think these kinds of phrases are maybe more suitable for office jobs. I think corporate jobs. Do you know what it means? Corporate job. Let me write it. Corporate.
شغل مؤسسي.
Yes, شغل مؤسسي. شغل شركات. For corporate job. It means you work for a firm or a company or something. This is a corporate job.
Maybe my dad, because he used to work in Jala Hospital and he was مدير شؤون طبية. ما أعرفش بالإنجليزي.
You can say head of medical affairs, head of medical affairs.
Yeah, but all I know, he's just shouting at people. He don't do that and don't do this.
Yeah, so this means he dealt with maybe Not customers. I think
a lot of responsibilities. Yeah,
he had lots of responsibilities.
About responsibilities, he had. Yeah,
yes,
he had a lot of responsibilities, and he used
قلت لك he had to deal with the executives.
Executives. Yes, executives. اللي هم المدراء ممكن بتاع الشركات الثانية والحاجات هذه. Executives. Yeah, because you have to deal with other medical companies and medical reps.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was in charge of, or he was responsible for a department. He ran a department. He organized. Do you think he organized conferences? Maybe meetings, but not conferences. What do you think? I think medical affairs usually they hold meetings or they organize meetings. I don't know about conferences. I think usually conferences are maybe related to maybe the educational departments.
Maybe he attends.
Maybe he attends conferences. I think he did.
Yeah, you need to.
Actually, all I know about his work, I know my dad is really calm, really calm person. So after I finish school, I go to him in his work and waiting for him to finish. I always come in, I have really bad timing. Every time I come to his office, he's really mad about something.
Yeah, I met him a few times when I was a student too. When we were studying gynecology and obstetrics, we sometimes met. Yeah, he had his own office. I remember. Yeah,
is he a gynecologist?
Yes,
what's his name?
He's a gynecologist, right, Rashid? Gynecology and obstetrics.
دكتور نساء
gynecology.
دكتور نساء ولادة.
Yeah, gynecology.
So maybe I know him. What's his name, please?
نصر سراج.
Yeah.
Gynecology.
Heard about him, yeah.
Yeah, gynecology and obstetrics. Obstetrics. Yeah.
المصطلحات هذوما من وين
أغلبهم يوناني أو لاتيني. كل الكلام الميديكال والعلمي بصفة عامة أغلبه لاتيني ويوناني. Obstetrics is Greek, gynecology is Latin. Gyne is related to
gynecology أوسع في المعنى من obstetric ولا؟
Obstetrics اللي هي للولادة بس عادة لها علاقة بالولادة. gynecology هو علم النساء.
الأمراض بصفة عامة كلها يعني.
أمراض النساء كلها بصفة عامة. Yes, that's correct. Obstetrics is usually focused on the period of pregnancy. من بداية الحمل للولادة عادة. Obstetrics يغطي فترة الحمل فقط يعني. تركيز على الحمل مشاكل الحمل Yeah. So sometimes in America, especially in the US, they sometimes say GYNOB يختصروا فيها. يديروا لها زي اختصار. GYNUB ما تختصر فيها. GYNOB. So maybe if you're watching some kind of medical series and you hear this GYNOB, this means gynecology. Yeah. يقصدوا بها gynae obstetrics. All right. Okay. So. Yeah, Ibrahim.
question يعني بعيد هو الدرس. لما كان يشرح يعطي كان يجيب اللابتوب ولا عادي يعني بروجيكتور جودة؟
I can't remember بالحق إن حتى أنا في الحضور كنت نتهرب في الغالب من الحضور. I can't remember. I remember we met him at one of the ends of our shifts. كان عندنا زي clinic ونزلنا قابلته وكان عندنا هو بيوقعنا عليه وحده في المجموعات إنه هو كان مسؤول عن المجموعات. فقابلته لكن بعدين في المحاضرات I don't remember. I think he used the laptop. He didn't just use projectors. الفترة ذيك الغالبية كانوا يستعملوا في لابتوب.
إيه أنا ذكر فيه كان يتسلف فيه مني بس.
Yeah. Okay. So this is just some vocab we can use to talk about work in general. All right. Now let's check our next question here. It says working groups tell each other about the people. We did this. All right, let's go to the listening. So Gabby is a personal assistant. Okay, so I'll just he A. So Gabby is a PA for On the Box, a company that makes TV programs. All right. Listen to Gabby talking to Fiona, who's an actress, and then answer these questions. All right, let's check the questions. Where is Gabby's boss, Max? Where is Fiona? What happened to Fiona? What is Gabby going to ask Max to do? All right. So this is Gabby. This is Max. Any photos? No. All right, let's listen.
Hello, On the Box. Can I help you?
Hello. Can I speak to Max Foster, please?
I'm afraid he's in a meeting all day. I'm his PA, Gabby. Can I take a message?
Yes, probably. My name's Fiona Robbins, and I'm going to be in your new TV drama, Undercover.
Oh, yes, of course. You're going to be Kat, aren't you?
That's right, yes. Anyway, I'm afraid I can't come to the meeting on Monday.
Oh, dear. Why's that?
Well, I'm in hospital. I was in a car accident and I've broken my leg.
Oh, how terrible.
Yes, I won't be able to walk on it for a month, or so they tell me.
Poor you. That must be awful.
Well, it's quite painful, yes, but I've already had one operation. It went quite well, I think.
Well, that's good news, at least.
Yes, I suppose so. And I'm having another operation on Friday. I hope it's going to be okay.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Thanks. Anyway, about Undercover, I still want to be in the programme, of course, but I don't know what to do.
Well, they're going to start filming soon, I think.
Yes, I know.
Well, you must talk to Max, and the sooner the better, really. Can he call you tomorrow?
Yes, please. He can call me on my mobile, which is 07700 900 348.
Yes, of course.
Thanks. Look, I'm really sorry about this.
Don't worry. I'll ask Max to call you back in the morning.
Okay.
And get well soon.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Where is Gabby's boss? Gabby's boss, sorry. Where is he? Gabby's boss. Where's Max?
Meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Fiona? Where's Fiona?
In hospital.
What happened to her?
She had an accident.
Right. And what is Gabby going to ask Max to do?
To call Fiona back in the morning.
Yeah. All right, okay. So this is the first part of our story. Now, it says here, working parents try to fill the conversation, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's fill in the blanks from the conversation we just heard now. So number 2, I can't come to, this is number 1. I was in a car. It's just one word. Car what?
I can't remember.
Accident.
Car accident, right? Yeah. All right. I won't be able to walk on it.
I was in a car accident.
A month.
For a month, I think she said. No, yes. What did he say?
I was in a car accident. المفروض I had.
You can use also was. It's correct. You can say I was in a car accident. Yeah. You were part of it. That's the idea.
Yeah.
All right. Number 4. I've already had one.
Operation.
Yeah, because if you see number 5, what did she say?
I'm having another operation
Saturday.
On
Saturday.
Saturday, is it? What do you think now? Saturday?
Thursday.
I'm asking, I don't remember.
Yeah, same.
Okay, let's see.
Maybe Saturday.
Maybe Saturday. Let's leave Saturday and then we can check. I still want to be in the...
ما أعرفش ليه هي أصلا كانت حاجة لها علاقة بالتصوير.
Number 7. Maybe movie. Actually, if you take a look,
filming soon.
If you take a look here, no, I think you can find what it was.
Yeah, TV programs.
Yeah.
ما قلت لك حاجة لها علاقة بالفيلمينج الأفلام ولا حاجة.
Yeah. So maybe TV program. And they're going to start filming
soon.
Maybe soon.
You
must talk to
هذا البوست ماكس.
Okay. Let's confirm this very quickly. Let's see. Let's find it.
Track 13.
Hello, on the box. Can I help you?
Hello. Can I speak to Max Foster, please?
I'm afraid he's in a meeting all day. I'm his PA, Gabby. Can I take a message?
Yes, probably. My name's Fiona Robbins, and I'm going to be in your new TV drama, Undercover.
Oh, yes, of course. You're going to be Kat, aren't you?
That's right, yes. Anyway, I'm afraid I can't come to the meeting on Monday.
Oh, dear. Why's that?
Well, I'm in hospital. I was in a car accident and I've broken my leg.
Oh, how terrible.
Yes, I won't be able to walk on it for a month, or so they tell me.
Poor you. That must be awful.
Well, it's quite painful, yes, but I've already had one operation. It went quite well, I think.
Well, that's good news, at least.
Yes, I suppose so. And I'm having another operation on Friday. I hope it's going to be okay.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Thanks. Anyway, about Undercover, I still want to be in the programme, of course, but I don't know what to do.
Well, they're going to start filming soon, I think.
Yes, I know.
Well, you must talk to Max, and the sooner the better, really. Can he call you tomorrow?
Yes, please. He can call me on my mobile, which is 07700900348.
Yes, of course.
Thanks. Look, I'm really sorry about this.
Don't worry. I'll ask Max to call you back in the morning.
Okay.
And get well soon.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so good thing our answers are all correct, except for the day, which is great. All right, now let's see the second part of the story. Let's find out what's going to happen with Gabby and Max. So here in number 5, they want us to take a look at the photo. Gabby is talking to Max the next day. Read the sentences A to H, then listen and put these sentences in order. In the order Gabby says them. All right. Okay, but let's take a look at the photo. Okay, so Gabby is the secretary, the PA, I mean. Max, I just forgot that. I thought Gabby was the actress, but the actress is Fiona. All right, so she's going to tell him everything that happened on the phone, right? And that's what's going to happen. All right, now let's read these sentences first before we listen. And we want to put them in order. I think we can even guess the order, don't you think? Because I think she's going to use the same order that happened on the phone with Fiona, don't you think? So A, she said that she'd been in a car accident. What do you think the second thing she'll tell Max? What do you think?
She told me she couldn't come to the meeting on Monday.
Maybe. I think this is logical.
She said she wouldn't be able to work on it for a month.
Maybe. You think? Okay. What do you think the third one is? Remember, we're just guessing. We haven't listened to what Gabby is going to say to Max, so we're just making a quick guess. What What's the next
she
thing?
told me G هي 2 لأن التانيين كلهم ما يجوش. She said that she was having another operation. هذه لا. She told me that she had already had one operation. لا. I told her that she had to talk to you. ما زال حتى هي. She said she still wanted to be in the program. حتى هي ما زال في الأخير. معناها الثانية هي هذه واللي بعدها إيش اللي قالها إبراهيم. She said she wouldn't be able to work on it for
a month. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for a month.
What comes next in your opinion?
بعدين
She told me she had already she told me that she already had one operation.
Okay, that sounds logical.
Yeah, and she said that she wasn't having another operation on Friday.
Maybe.
بعدين B.
Yeah, because she's
okay.
بعدين
F.
C F بعدين F بعدين C.
All right. Okay, let's confirm this. I think it's probably correct. Let's check. Let's check what she says to her boss.
Hello, Max.
Morning, Gabby. Any messages?
Yes, quite a few actually. We've got a problem.
Oh, what's that?
Fiona Robbins called. You know, the actress who's going to be Kat in Undercover.
Uh-huh.
Well, she's broken her leg.
You're joking.
No, really, it's true. She said that she'd been in a car accident.
Oh, no. That's the last thing we need.
Yes, I know. But she's being looked after very well, I think. She told me that she'd already had one operation.
Well, that's good news, I guess.
Yes, I think so. And she said that she was having another operation on Friday.
Did she say when she'd be able to work again?
Not exactly. But she said she wouldn't be able to walk on it for a month.
Oh, I don't believe it. Does she realise how serious this is?
Yes, I think so. She sounded quite worried about it.
Not her leg. The fact that we're going to lose our lead actress.
Anyway, she told me she couldn't come to the meeting on Monday.
No, obviously not. What was she thinking of?
Well, I don't think she planned to be in a car crash.
No, I suppose not. What else did she say?
She said she still wanted to be in the programme.
What, in a wheelchair? She's supposed to be an undercover cop.
Yes, I know.
So what did you tell her?
I told her they were going to start filming soon.
Good. So she knows that we have to find someone else?
Well, not exactly.
What do you mean?
I told her that she had to talk to you. Here's her mobile number.
Oh, right. While I'm doing this, find someone else to play Kat. I want 3 people here for auditions first thing tomorrow morning.
Sure, will do. But before you go, you had some other messages too.
Who from?
Well, Mr. Hall said he had to...
So Max isn't a very understanding producer, TV producer, and he's not very worried. He's not very worried about her legs. He's just worried about having nobody in the show.
Yeah.
And I think the secretary, yeah, the PA, I think maybe she wanted to help her. That's the idea. That's why she told her to talk to Max. Okay, so we found out what happened. Now let's match number 1 to 8 to the previous question, 4 to A. And 4 to 8 sentences A to H. Okay. So do you see these sentences on the top here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 here from the previous question. So so what we want to do is we just want to match them with these sentences because they're the same, basically, but they're just reported. That's the idea. Okay, so let's remove all the answers now. And what we want to do is match, for example, A, she said that she'd been in a car accident.
Two.
Two. Okay, yes. So let's write A here. I told her that she had to talk to you.
You skipped B.
Ah, I skipped B, sorry. She said that, oh no, she said she still wanted to be in the program.
6.
Yeah. Brian, okay, tell us the next one here. What about C? Can you read C?
I told her that she had to talk to you at 8.
Okay, right.
She told me that she'd already had an operation. 4.
Yeah. Okay. What about E?
She said that she was having another operation on Friday. 5.
Right.
I told her they were going to start filming soon.
Correct.
7.
Yeah.
She told me she couldn't come to the meeting on Monday. 1.
Correct.
She said she wouldn't be able to work on it for a month. 3.
Yeah. Oh, do you see the little change that happened to these sentences? Do you get the idea, Brian? So these are the actual sentences word by word, like Fiona said them to Gabby. But this group, it's not exactly the same. This is how Gabby reported it to Max. You get the idea? So these are the original sentences in the top box, and in the bottom, these are the reported sentences. Do you get the idea? Brahim.
Hello.
Hi. Do you get the idea what's happening here? Can you hear me clearly now?
Okay.
I don't know. No, can you hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was asking here, Brahim, do you see the change that happened from the first box at the top? This is the direct sentence, the exact sentence, or the exact sentences that Fiona said to Gabby in the first box. But in the second box, this is how Gabby reported what Fiona told her. كيف عودت هي الكلام لماكس. Do you get the idea? فأنت لما بتعود كلام حد تاني هذا يسموه reported speech. This is the idea, okay? Now, let's move on to the next part, the grammar question. It will show us exactly what happened here. Reported speech, sentences. So they want us to take a look at number 4, sentences in number 4 and 5. So let's display both pages together. All right. I think there's another zoom out. It's not too small. Can you see, or is it too small? I think it's a bit too small. Okay, we can move the page if we need to. All right, so now it says here, look at the sentences in number 4A and 5A. Notice how the verb form changes in reported speech. Then fill in the table with these verb forms. All right, so let me return the page display again to one page, and let me return the answers so I can show you what's going on. Okay, so now it says here, notice how the verb changes. Then fill in the table with these verb forms. Okay, so the verb form in direct speech, if it's present simple, it will change to past simple. So here I want you, Ibrahim, to find which sentences the direct sentence اللي هو الجملة الأصلية اللي هي في البوكس الفوقية. I want you to look for which one is present here, which is in the present tense. Which one is it? What do you think, Brian? Number 1 to 8 here, the top box. Which one is in the present? What do you think, Noha? Which of these sentences is in the present?
I still want to be in the program.
Yes. صح ولا Ibrahim? I still want to be in the program. Want, present simple. صح ولا? Now, if you go to B, what do you see? What happened? شو لاحظوا؟
simple.
Yes, it changed, right? يعني من الديركت سبيتش اللي هو من الجملة الأصلية متاع فيونا لما نقلتها بعدين جابي ما نقلتش نفس الشيء. لما نقلتها تغيرت الحكاية. You see what the shift that's happening. You get the idea. So here, if we want to answer the first question in number 6, it says the verb form in direct speech, الجملة الأصلية, it was present simple, but then it changed to past simple. Do you get the idea, Ibrahim? The wanted. Okay, what about the present continuous? Can you find the present continuous here? Where's the sentence that has present continuous? And in the top box.
They are going to start filming.
No, this is a B going to. They're going to start filming. This is B going to. I want you to look for present continuous.
But I can't come on Monday.
This is
the meeting.
Not present continuous. Present continuous is like he's taking a nap. She's watching television.
ING ولا؟
هو في قلب حاجة اسمها ING لكن في حاجة ثانية غير ING.
غير دقيقة بس. أنت عشان تبيني نطلع؟
Present continuous. Yes, it has ING, of course. Here, check the first box.
I'm having another operation.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. So this is present continuous. Now I want you to look at example E or sentence E in the bottom. And how did this change? شو اللي صار؟ شو التغيير اللي صارت في الverb form? In the top, I'm having, so it's in the present. I'm having, it's now. But in reported speech, لما نقلتها لماكس, PA, كيف نقلتها? Did she say she is having another operation or did she say she was having another operation?
شوية بس أنا نمشي ندير ريستارت للراوتر ونجي ما
Okay.
Right.
No problem. Okay, so this means in present continuous, of course, it becomes past continuous.
Yeah.
What about the next one, Noha? You can speed this up maybe. Ibrahim can find.
Past perfect. Isn't perfect past perfect?
Yes.
I already had one. She told me that she had already had one operation.
Yes, exactly. She told me that where is it? That she'd already had. Correct, yes. All right. What happens to the past simple?
حتى هو ياخذ past perfect.
Yeah. Yes. ياخذش the present perfect. And let's look for the example. Where is it? Which one can past simple or the past perfect?
I was in an accident. She said that she had been in a car accident.
Yeah, had been. صح. All right, good. What about am going to, is going to?
كله past. كلها تولي was were كذا.
Correct. What kind of past? for going to.
Possible. لا was going to. We're
Yes.
going to.
Yeah.
وبعدين ما هي going to.
Except in the past, you have to change it to the past.
كيف؟
هي كانت is going to في البداية.
It was.
Well, it was going to or were going to بالأحرى يعني. Here it was they're going to start filming. لكن بعدين في F said they were going to start filming. صح ولا؟
Yeah. Yeah.
So the are, the present changed to past.
Yeah.
Correct. So معناها يا إما was يا إما were going to. What about will?
Well, would.
Would. Right. Yeah. And the next one can, could, and must stays the same. Okay.
Must had to.
Is it must had to? I think it is. Let's check.
You must talk to Max. I told her that she had to talk to Max.
You're right. صح. Yes. And can is could, like Ibrahim said. You're right. Will is would. Where is it? So, will. And a will, مفيش will هنا.
And no, well, I won't be able.
I won't. It's in the negative. صح.
For a month.
Yeah. And this is D.
She said she wouldn't be able to work on it for a month.
صح.
H.
That's correct, yes. Wouldn't. And can or can't, couldn't. And can't becomes couldn't. Was becomes past perfect. She's been. And won't be. Wouldn't. What else did we have? They're going to. We are going. Well, it were going. And in D, I've already had. So the past, the present perfect becomes past perfect. She had already had. We must, correct. It becomes had to. Do you see what's going on here, Brian? There's like this shift to the past when you report something. Right?
كله يولوا للباست.
كله بيولي للباست. هذا لما تنقل انت الكلام اعتقد حتى في العربي نديروا فيه ولا؟ لما انت مثلا لو انا بنقول لابراهيم انا بنمشي انا بنطلع برا انا ماشي للدكان بنمشي للدكان. And when you report it you can say قال بيمشي للدكان قال ماشي للدكان
قال ماشي للدكان قال بيمشي قال
ولا مشي.
You can't.
I don't think it translates well. We don't do the same thing. But here in English we use this and it's common. And by the way, the reported speech is one of the classic intermediate topics. مشهور intermediate بالreported speech وبال هم الconditionals. يعتبروا من الكور بتاع intermediate level عادة حاجات مهمة فيه. It's not too difficult. It just needs a little bit of getting used to, but this is how it's done. Okay, Brian? You need to shift to the past. So I think with a few exercises, it becomes kind of fun. Yeah, we do have an exercise. Okay, good. But before we do the exercise, there's the second part of the rule. It says, look again at sentences 5A, then choose the correct words. It says we never use or we always use an object, me, her, with the verb say. Let's check the verb say. So we have many examples where Gabi used the verb say. طبعا the verb say, told, think. هذا ما كلهم يعتبروا فيهم يسموا فيهم reporting verbs. يستعملوا فيهم for reporting speech. Start with طبعا الثانية لكن one of them is reported speech. All right, so here, so we want to look at the object do we use an object with said, Ibrahim? Do we say, for example, she said to me, for example? Do we use that? Like she told me, or we don't use it, an object? So look at this example. Which one is correct? Which one is not correct? What do you think, Brian?
She told me it's correct, but she said me it's not correct.
All right. So this means if we want to apply this to the rule we have here, this means we never use an object, yeah, me, her, whatever, object pronouns. We don't use them with say, right?
Yeah.
And when it comes to tell or told, it's the opposite, right? We always do that.
Yeah.
He told me, she told her, they told them. So with the reporting verb told, I think this is the difference between transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. أعتقد the transitive verbs لازم عندهم object or the opposite. But I remember the difference between transitive and intransitive verbs. One of them needs an object, the other one doesn't need an object. So told needs an object. Told me, told him, told her.
Transitive to be object.
أيوة صح. Transitive needs.
ولا غير متعدي intransitive هذا.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the main difference between them. It's one of the classifications used for verbs. That's right. All right. What about the third rule here? It says we have to, or we don't have to use that after say and tell in reported speech. Do we have to?
Yeah.
Let's look at the examples.
She said that. She told me that. Said that. Told me she couldn't.
But not in all examples do we use that.
Yeah.
I think. So it's kind of optional. It's used. It's used more than it's not used. And so we can say it's commonly used, but I don't think it's a necessity. We can. But
you have just two choices.
Yeah. Only two where they didn't use it.
Yeah.
I told her they were going. I told her that they were going. Okay, so this means it's not. It's optional. So here it's up to you. We don't really have to use that. All right, pronouns I, he, she, whatever, and possessive adjective mine, his usually never change in reported speech or usually change. What do you think? The pronouns. Because originally all of these pronouns, when Fiona was speaking, she used I. She used to refer to herself, right?
Yeah.
But when we reported it, did we use I or did we change it? Did we change the
changed it? Yeah. She.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. That's the point here. So it says in reported speech, we usually change the pronoun, right? This is the point I think they're making here. Okay. Let's check the tip. What does the tip say? The modal verbs, don't change. Could, should, would, might, and ought to don't change. So it looks like this is the only exception where there's no change. If you use them in direct speech.
هم أصلاً past يعني.
Yeah, you can't change them anymore. They're already in the past. Yeah. All right, now let's take a look at the summary. Let's see if we have any tips worth checking, so we can check them, and then we can do some of the interesting exercises here. All right, so this table is very nice because it's clear. They show you clearly the change from direct speech and reported speech. Okay, so here's the definition of reported speech. We use reported speech to tell someone what another person said. We usually change the verb form in reported speech. Okay, هذا يكون ندير فيه exercise. So if you have present simple, I still want to be in the program. When you report it, you will say, she said she still wanted to be in the program. Do you get the idea, Brahim, what we're doing here? Brahim?
Hey.
Okay. So I think this topic, because it's kind of new, maybe you've seen this done in movies before, because they sometimes do it. But I think the idea maybe is new. So it would be good if you could check this summary again later at home. I mean, after we're done, just take a look at how each one directly هو المباشر زي ما أنا بقول لك توا. If I tell you, for example, I'm going to be late, Ibrahim. ونبيك أنت بتقول لي نهى الكلام هذا. فأنت لما بتقول لي نهى ما تقولش I'm going to be late. أنت شو حتقول؟
She said she's going to be.
He said he was going to be late. طبعا احنا في ال everyday language مرات يخلوا فيها زي ما هي is. He said he's going to be late. لكن to be grammatically correct, you have to change it to was. He said he was going to be late, like this. Can you see it? This one. So they are going. احنا استعملنا الverb to be في present. They're going to start filming soon. لكن أنت لما بتنقل القصة, so I told her they were going to start filming soon. التغيير اللي صارت. So are became were. You get the idea? All right. So here we have the answers: say and tell. This is what we were talking about. We never use an object with said. We always use an object with told, tell. بالنسبة لذات اللي اتفقنا عليها optional. Subject pronouns usually change. We becomes they. Your party becomes my party. All right. Tips. Okay. Brain, can you check the first tip here? What does it say? I don't need to read this one next time. All right, what about this one? Can you read this tip, please, Brian? Brian?
صوت تعرف
نهى؟
تقدر تعود ليش قاعد تقول يا أستاذ؟
Can you hear me, Naha?
Yes.
Okay, so I think you've got an internet problem today, Brian. ما قلت شيء أنا براين.
لا عندي أنا غير المشكلة شكلها عندي أنا.
Okay, no problem. Just read the tip here.
tip تمام. The past simple doesn't have to change to past perfect. It can stay the same. I met him in 2011. She said she had met him in 2011.
But it's optional here. The had, if you want to.
Optional, yeah.
You don't have to, really. Okay, second tip. What does the second tip, please, say, Brian? Can you check it?
We don't have to change the verb form if the reported sentence is about something general or something that is still in the future. I love classical music. I told him I love classical music.
Okay. So if it's a fact, there isn't much to report, right? Yeah. It's a bit of a fact here. Okay, last tip, Noha. What does this say?
We often change time expressions in reported speech. Tomorrow, the next day, next week, the following week, last week, the week before.
Yeah, this is very important because sometimes the thing doesn't happen yet, or maybe it happened already. So when you say, for example, he said that he'll call the next day. So maybe he didn't call the next day, but you're going to report it. Because if you say tomorrow, and this is not identical to the time that he gave, right? There's a bit of a contradiction in time. All right, so this is the idea here, reported speech. I think we need more exercises to make this clearer, I think. So hopefully next lesson we can start with the exercises. But Ibrahim, I highly advise you to take a look at the summary again. The one where
please أما صفحة.
The summary, you can find it in page 151. 153 sorry 53 153 يعني ذاك الجدول نفسه. خلينا نرجع لك الجدول. Take a look at it 153 وشوف كل مثال كيف يتغير. انت مجرد كل واحده تقراها تركز فيها وتشوف التغيير يبدا الموضوع واضح سهل. في تغييره معينه تديرها خلاص يبدا الموضوع سهل. And also I would recommend that you do the exercises الموجودات في الكتاب نفسهم اللي هم حنبدأ بهم الحصة الجاية. Number 8, but you can do it as homework because number 8 أعطيك الجمل in direct speech and أنت بتحولهم to reported speech. All right? Okay, so that's all for today. I'll see you next time and have a good day. Inshallah. Okay then. مع السلامة. Bye bye.